I was the scapegoat child, and I exposed the perfect golden child at our parents' anniversary party. I, 29F, was always the difficult one in the family. According to my parents, I was too emotional, too sensitive, too rebellious. Meanwhile, my older brother Ryan, 32M, was the golden boy, straight A's, athlete, charming, always said the right thing. To outsiders, we were the perfect family. But growing up in our house felt like walking on eggshells, especially for me. When Ryan skipped chores, it was because he was busy with school. When I forgot, I was lazy and ungrateful. When he stayed out late, he was social. When I did, I was trouble. The double standard was insane. And if I ever tried to speak up, I was starting drama. I moved out at 18. No big scene, I just left for college and never really came back. We stayed civil. I came home for holidays, sent polite texts, played my role. But that invisible label, the difficult one, followed me everywhere. Meanwhile, Ryan became a golden child turned golden adult. Married a picture-perfect wife, landed a good job in finance, and bought a house near our parents. They bragged about him constantly. I became the other sibling. The one who was always figuring things out. But here's the thing, Ryan isn't who they think he is. He's a liar. A cheater. And after years of biting my tongue, I finally stopped. It all came to a head at my parents' 35th wedding anniversary party. Huge backyard event, catered food, music, the whole deal. Everyone was dressed up, drinking wine, gushing over how perfect Ryan and his wife were. I was at the bar when Liz, an old high school friend of mine, came up. We hadn't seen each other in years, so we caught up casually, until she leaned in and said, "Hey, weird question, is Ryan still married? Because he's been messaging me for months." My stomach dropped. I asked her to show me. She pulled out her phone. DMs, flirty texts. Old photos. Explicit stuff. Timestamped. All while he was still with his wife, who was literally 10 feet away at that moment, laughing with my mom. Liz had no idea he was married until recently. He told her he was in the middle of a divorce. Typical. I thanked her, got her number, and told her I'd deal with it. Now. I could have waited. Pulled Ryan aside. Had a quiet, civilized chat. But no. I've lived in this family long enough to know that quiet doesn't change anything. So I waited until dinner. My parents gave a speech. Then Ryan got up, made some half-fake sentimental toast about family being everything and how proud he was to be part of such a loving home. I stood up next. I smiled. Held my wine glass up. And said, "You know, it's really heartwarming to hear that from you, Ryan. Especially considering you've been cheating on your wife for the last 6 months." Silence. I turned to his wife. "I'm sorry you had to find out like this. But he's been messaging an old friend of mine. I've seen the proof." She looked at me. Then at Ryan. Then back to me. Ryan turned red, stood up, started stammering, saying it wasn't true. So I pulled out my phone, with Liz's texts. Showed his wife. Loud enough for a few people to hear. It was over. She left in tears. My parents were horrified, not at him, but at me. My mom whispered, "Couldn't you have handled this privately?" My dad looked embarrassed, muttering something about ruining the party. I said, "You've let him get away with everything for 32 years. I'm done staying quiet." And I left. It's been 2 weeks. Ryan hasn't reached out. His wife filed for separation. Liz blocked him. My mom sent a passive-aggressive text about airing dirty laundry. My dad hasn't said anything. But you know what? For the first time in years, I don't feel like the scapegoat. I feel free. I spent my whole life being labeled the problem child, when the real problem was that no one wanted to see who Ryan really was. Now they can't unsee it. It's been a little over a month since I dropped the truth bomb at the anniversary party, and trust me, the aftermath was loud. Let's start with Ryan. He didn't reach out immediately, but when he finally did, it wasn't to apologize, it was to blame me. "You humiliated me. You destroyed my marriage. You've always been jealous." Classic deflection. He tried to twist it like I'd been waiting to ruin him. Like I had set him up. Not a single word about how he was the one cheating. I didn't even respond. I just sent back the screenshots of his own messages. No commentary. Just facts. I found out later he also reached out to Liz, the woman he'd been messaging. He tried to guilt her into saying she misunderstood the situation, that it was just flirting, nothing serious. She blocked him again. Good on her. Then came the family fallout. My mom called me the next week. She tried to play peacemaker at first, said she understood my frustration but wished I had handled it with more grace. You have no idea how hard this has been on your brother, she said. I said, he's not the victim. He's just finally facing consequences. That didn't go over well. She cried. Said I was tearing the family apart. Then she slipped into old patterns, said I've always been difficult, always caused tension, and couldn't just let people be happy. My dad finally broke his silence too. Texted me some long-winded lecture about discretion and respecting family privacy. I told him I'd been respecting it for 29 years, while watching them protect Ryan no matter what he did. Their true colors came out, fast. But the one person I didn't expect to hear from? Ryan's now ex-wife, Melissa. She DM'd me a few days ago. She thanked me. She said she always had a gut feeling something was off, but Ryan was so good at twisting things, and her relationship with my parents was tense. She said she admired that I stood up, even knowing how it would blow back on me. She moved in with her sister and filed for divorce 2 weeks after the party. She said she's finally starting to feel like herself again. Honestly, that message meant more than anything my family's said in years. I'm going no contact for now. No more awkward holiday dinners. No more sitting at the table while Ryan gets praised and I get picked apart. I've spent too long trying to make people love a version of me that didn't make them uncomfortable. That version's dead. And if standing up for the truth makes me the villain in their story, so be it. At least now, I finally know I'm not crazy. I was never the problem. I was just the one who saw it all and refused to stay quiet anymore. Update to I was the scapegoat child. It's been about 2 more weeks since Melissa messaged me, and just when I thought things might quiet down, Ryan did what narcissists always do, he tried to rewrite the story. Apparently, he's been reaching out to extended family members, aunts, uncles, cousins, spinning this version where I ambushed him out of nowhere, made baseless accusations because I'm bitter and have always hated him. And get this, he actually told one of our cousins that Melissa was emotionally abusive and that he'd been trying to leave her for months but was too scared. The man is playing the victim hard. At first, a few family members bought it. I got a couple of "Are you okay?" and "I heard what happened, maybe next time talk to him directly" messages. But I wasn't having it. I sent a group message to the family members who were getting involved. Nothing dramatic, just facts. Screenshots of the texts Liz sent me. Melissa's message, with her permission. A short note that said, I don't expect you to take sides, but if you're going to be pulled into this, you should at least know the truth. After that, most of them went silent. A few even messaged me privately saying, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Ryan hasn't said a word since that happened. I think he knows he lost control of the narrative. But here's where it gets even more surreal. Melissa's story went viral. She made a LinkedIn post about learning the truth, walking away from a toxic relationship, and the importance of trusting your gut. She didn't name names, but anyone who knew her and Ryan could put the pieces together. And it blew up. Hundreds of likes. Dozens of supportive comments. Women sharing their own stories. She told me later that it helped her process everything. That she felt like she finally had a voice again. Meanwhile, Ryan? Quiet. No posts. No comments. Word is, his job caught wind of the drama and he's been put on some kind of internal review, not because of the affair, but because he was apparently flirting with a junior employee, too. So yeah, turns out the golden child isn't so golden when the shine wears off. As for my parents, still radio silence. Not even a call. Not a "how are you?" Not a "we miss you." Nothing. And that hurts more than I want to admit. But I'm learning that peace sometimes comes after chaos. That maybe breaking things was the only way I was ever going to build something healthy for myself. I've started therapy again. I've reconnected with a few old friends. I've even started journaling, just for me. No edits. No pretending. I don't know what happens next, but I do know this, I'm not going back. Not to being silent. not to playing the scapegoat. If Ryan wants to be the tragic hero in his own story, let him. I'm writing a better one, mine.